Welcome to the Everything Podcast. This episode I'm going to be recapping Invincible Season 4. I'm recording this episode on the 29th of April 2026, exactly a week after the Invincible Season 4 finale was released. That's just because of I've been really busy the last the last week or so with working and job interviews and loads of other things. So it is very different and interesting to see what you all think of that. But before I spoil the events of Invincible Season 4, here's the trailer.
Mark, take a night off.
We don't get to take a night off. If I'd actually killed Angstrom the first time, so many people would still be alive. I'll do anything to stop that from happening again.
It's not who you are, Mark. But trauma like that breaks people.
Things are changing, Mark, and not for the better. Oh, God.
We'll figure this out, okay?
We need to show the world that even after everything that happened, the Guardians are still here, fighting to keep everyone safe.
Come on!
From what might be coming our way.
I'm sorry, Mark. We need your help. How do you feel about war? The Viltrumites will always be a threat to Earth. But each day, we add more allies to break their hold on the galaxy. Together, we have a chance to end this war forever.
I can help. How much does this job pay?
No tricks this time.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
You'll have to trust me. There will be loss. There will be sacrifice.
I'm sorry.
We must all face judgment for the evils of our past if we want any hope to change our future.
This is serious, Shapesmith.
This is fruit punch. Would you like some?
Is everyone ready?
Yes!
We stick together. That's how we win this.
Leave no one alive.
That was the trailer for Invincible Season 4. So we're now going to look at each episode individually, which I do try to do. Sometimes I forget, which is why those episodes tend to be a lot smaller and shorter, rather. And this season is kind of follows on from the ending of Season 3, where Mark kills someone for the first time, really, and that plays on his mind. Obviously, this from this point forward, this episode will contain major spoilers from Invincible Season 4. So if you haven't watched it, please go and check it out on Prime Video worldwide. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Obviously, if you've already watched Invincible Season 4 or you don't mind being spoiled, then please stay and enjoy the episode. But yeah, it's going to contain spoilers and episode. The first half of the season, really, I'll get into each individual episode in a minute, is kind of Mark and Oliver on Earth. Mark, and then kind of what happens after that, which I'll get to, kind of changes that. And it's less Earthbound season to usual. So Mark is back to episode 1. Mark is trying to come to terms with ending someone's life. And he does it a couple of times. We saw a bit of it in the trailer, this trauma that Mark has. He's still wearing the black and blue suit, which kind of, he originally had the blue and yellow suit, which I will talk about more later on. But it encourages Mark to be it's a darker version of Mark. That's why he wants the black and blue, not the blue and the yellow. So, that's why. That is Nolan Mark and Oliver's father and Debbie's ex-husband. It is more of a focus for this season, in probably the largest focus in a season since season 1, which was a while ago. So yeah, it's quite it was quite interesting to see that dynamic and Nolan's interactions with Oliver, because we've not seen much of that, and Oliver trying to help Mark when he can. I can't remember it's episode 1 or 2, but when the Guardians and Mark are trying to defeat an enemy, that some alien invaders, that Robot and Monster Girl end up getting stuck on the other side of the portal, which needs to be closed so that Earth can be saved. Yeah, and then throughout the season, there's a big plot point about Eve losing her powers, and then later on Eve becoming pregnant and not telling Mark about this until I think it's episode 8, because she's going to tell her, and then Nolan appears and asks for Mark and Mark's help, not Oliver, and Oliver convinces Mark and Debbie to let him join Mark, and yeah, there's some goodbyes and stuff. Alan obviously is a major focus in this season as well. Yeah, kind of I should mention the first 3 episodes of season 4 were released on the same day, and then from episode 4 it was 1 episode a week. So that's why otherwise it would still be airing. We'd be on episode 6 now. No, 7, I think. Yeah, because it was 6 weeks anyway, so it would be episode 7 this week. But obviously it isn't, because they put the Prime Video do that quite a lot. They do it with Invincible. I think they do it with The Boys, which I don't watch because even by my standards it's a bit too dark for me. And I should mention, if you didn't watch the trailer, obviously if you're listening on audio you might not know this, but Invincible, and if you've not watched it, Invincible is actually an animated show, so they were able to get away with things that you wouldn't be able to get away with on live action. And yeah, like it's not a family show, because the age ratings are 15 and 18, normally due to the swearing and the violence and the stuff like that probably isn't not probably isn't suitable for younger viewers. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, kind of this season actually, and we meet actually episode 5, where Mark decides to join Nolan. Oliver does as well, and that kind of, and then we Nolan and Debbie actually have a conversation about how Debbie felt when Nolan left her at the end of season 1, and some of the horrible things he said. I think one of the main ones was he called her his pet, which obviously is not nice at all. So Debbie gets a bit of closure from that. And then Mark and Oliver's relationship changes. Mark gets seriously hurt, so no, I can't remember which episode that is, but it's in the second half of the season. Nolan and Oliver have to wait for Mark to heal, which is a couple of months, and then yeah, I think it is around. I think it's before he goes away. He gets the blue and yellow suit, which I've always preferred to the black and the blue one. It's a lot brighter and more colourful. I think more hopeful as well. So. But kind of what is very interesting is what happens in the final episode, at the end of episode 8, where Viltrum has been destroyed, which is Mark's and is the home of Mark's people, the Viltrumites, where Nolan comes from and all the other Viltrumites have come from. But it ends with Thrag, who's kind of the head Viltrumite, striking a deal with Mark that as long as they can live on Earth undisrupted, that there won't be any more and no one else will be dead. And we're like, what is Mark going to do? Mark says no initially, and then Thrag convinces him that it's the right thing. So if I was to connect, if you've watched up to, it's kind of like the Zygons. So in series 9 of the modern series, it's very similar thing to that. I believe that Invincible has been renewed for a season 5. I would just want to check on that. I believe it has. Let's just check. Invincible season 5. Yeah. Yeah, so it's season 5 expected to be released kind of a similar time to this. So probably about May, April time is what it tends to be. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just yeah. So yes, Invincible season 5 has officially been confirmed by Prime Video, and is currently in production, and it's likely to be released between February and April 2027. So yes, there will be a season 5. So there will be another Invincible episode probably, but that's kind of it for this episode. There probably is stuff I've forgotten, but it's been a while especially since I watched episodes 1 to 3. They released about 7 weeks ago, which is kind of one of the downsides to recapping something that does release weekly, is that you kind of forget certain things. If you've noticed the date that next Wednesday, so a week from the date I'm recording this episode, is that will be the finale for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, so will be a very similar thing, whereas some of the Big Finish releases I tend to do over a couple of days, then I'll record it, not having to remember weeks ago. So yeah, that's let me know in the comments below what you thought of Invincible Season 4 and the prior seasons of Invincible, and if you're looking forward to Season 5 as well, in the comments below as well. Anything else you want to see on the channel as well. But without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.